Hi folks, well thanks to the friend who left a comment on my part 1 of Edge of the Marsh. I deleted it, I don't know how, but I did, and it's too late to get it back out of the recycle bin because I run my security and it cleaned it all out. So, but it was quite a bit different when I did part 2. I changed it quite a bit. So, alright, you missed the majority of it, but I did alter it quite radically in parts. So I'm going to do, or try to do, I'll give an impression of a salt marsh, but looking from the sea across the marsh to the hinterland. And I'm reminded of a beautiful view, the beautiful views of the salt marshes, the low-lying land behind places like Hythe on the south coast. So I'm just going to make it up. I'm not sure how I will do a Monet on this. I don't know if I will. I might just do quite rough, but I want it impressionist if I can. And I've got some oil, linseed oil, with a few drops of dryer added. I've added a couple of colours to the palette again, alizarin crimson and emerald green, to give some brilliant greens in the foreground here. But I might have to put a bit of water in there because it is salt marsh. It is very low lying. It's behind a dike along the seafront for some miles here. There's a wrecking great Martello Tower, and a Napoleonic tower constructed against the dear old French centuries ago. So, unprimed watercolour paper. I want to get quite a dramatic sky, but let's put some mauve in, using a bit of alizarin. Just get some paint on here. No worry about any detail. Just get some paint on, and the paper will suck the oil out of the paper, which is nice. Now the drilling you can hear, probably we're having some windows changed in our kitchen. A bit of red to that. Just fill the holes. Here's some light ochre stuff now on that horizon. Sorry about the wobble. These 2 brushes. I'll just use 2 or 3 of these brushes here. Okay, let's roughly put in a bit of background. And so we'll use some of that colour, that colour. Now this is just underpainting. got a bit of a hill there. Okay, that's that. Oh, let's get a cloth. Let's get some distant blue-green. Now this is not a finished colour, this is just working my way into the painting. So we can have trees, distant trees on there. A great painter of impressionist landscape is Arthur Madison. You hear me say, after a bit of a struggle, the debris of struggle. That's from him. I don't know if it's him originally, but you just want to get the paper covered. So that when the paint loses its oil into the paper, it becomes like a pastel. It's a lovely surface to work on. Bit of grip. I'll try and finish my cup of tea as well. Dry the brush, or clean the brush, and not dry it. But the dishwasher washing up liquid that I use to clean it, look, they're just beautiful, lovely and soft. Well, not soft that they're too soft, but the oil just disappears out of them under the tap with a bit of dishwasher washing up liquid, not dishwasher, washing up liquid in the palm of my hand. Work your fingers with it. I'm going to have to put a bit of PVA glue over that. Be kind to brushes. Right, now let's have a bit of that alizarin, a bit of that ochre. Let's see. Well, I'll put a bit of blue in there as well, I think. Okay, let's get some nice sky shapes. With alizarin. The alizarin's very strong actually. Not a bit overwhelmed with the ochre, I think. Alright, let's get some of that lovely mauve purple colour. There's a little clouds going across it, I think. Sort of a busy sky that, isn't it? Oh, don't you start. Got enough on our plate without the dogs. Oh, a bit of that blue. It's quite a good dark, that alizarin mixed with the ultramarine. Bit of oil. Right, I quite like that. Bit more bright in places. Okay, let's start working on the foreground now. I'll add a bit of cloud in there as well. So let's get some, see what we can make of that colour again. It's a bit obvious. Here, hope it's not mine. I prefer that colour to the distant blue. I'll add a bit of what to do that for? Idiot. I've changed my tack here. Oh, there's got a bit of red in there now. Bit of that alizarin. That's quite dark. Well, it's very dark red. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. A thinner brush. Excuse me a minute while I... a worn out brush. That'll do. I want to get the, I've changed my mind. I want to get the colours in that background. I don't want it blue, other than in bits. I'm just trying to get into my talk radio. I'll go back to that in a minute. Right, okay, so nice bits of just a white with that yellow. I've got a bit of that blue. That's a lovely emerald green. It's a luminous colour. Mix a bit of white. Well, you get all sorts of light effects from it. That's sort of a bit better. I'm going to mix a bit of red with it. It's a cad red. Bits of blue. I might even add some cerulean. Let's add a bit of cerulean to that. There we go. So I've added to my palette. Oh God, this is so old. It's got to be 20 years old, this blue. Ugh. And I lost the lid on it. Well, it just broke up. They do eventually when you use them. So what I do is put a bit of cling film over it, seal it, get a rubber band, and then just wrap it around a few turns. Done. Right, now we want a bit of white with that. See, it doesn't mean very much close up, but when you see it as an overall painting, all these bits of bright show up as whatever you want them to be. A little bit of mauvey colour. Just suggestions. Something that sky there, take that off. Right, and we'll put some trees in the distance. This is sort of a bit of a green with that, and the alizarin. I think the dark mauve is a better colour than the blue. We can put a bit of touches of orange on the top of that. Just get a little bit of light. So they've got a bit of colour in them. Now we're going to some ochre. So we haven't got viridian on, so we'll have to use the that green, a bit of ochre with it, a bit of white. See what that gives us. Sort of a light, very light green, ochre green. Get a bit of light in there, get a bit of separation. Light against dark. Can also do this. Put some harder bits and pieces. They don't mean anything other than an illusion of detail. And we can put little bits of red. Arthur Madison was great at this. I discovered Arthur Madison as a modern British impressionist from a book published by Ron Ransom. He of the big brush watercolour with the hake. He's produced some magnificent books, of which I have several. Right. Trying hard to remember the sort of palette he used, but it doesn't really matter. It's what we're doing now, isn't it? Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. Very, very true. We learn from each other, but we don't copy each other. We pinch and turn it into something of our own. We move it on, in other words. Okay, let's get some darker greens, a bit catching some shadowy maybe, a bit of alizarin with that. A bit more red in that. Right, now we're out of that area there. Let's just a bit of reds on the horizon. They mean nothing, but remember Turner with the boy, B-O-U-Y. Dob it on, come back later and just waggle it around, and it, well, magnificent painting. Right, let's get some brighter colours in now. Let's get some natural colours dotted in about. So I want to get the same effect or the same technique in the foreground as in the sky. It's almost a viridian, mixing that emerald green with the yellow, cadmium yellow pale. I don't want to be too long on this because the video will shut down, as you know. I'm going to put some bushes in here. More greens over that. So that alizarin blue mixes in with that emerald green. A bit of orange. I haven't got any orange. I'm just making up myself with the two, a red and a yellow. I love putting them in the frame afterwards. I was watching a video by Stuart Davis. I do like him. I find it very inspirational. What he does is quite easy, but I was doing it quite a few years ago now, but it's good to see him doing it, and I have demonstrated the technique, or in my own inimitable way. The red is complementary to green. Bit Vincent, see that? Well, look at dark green. Bit of alizarin with that, I think. See, you don't need black. Look how dark that is. Right, let's get some, get a tree. Don't want it too high, I want them to come up into that area, say here. Hope my head's not getting in the way. It's got to show. Mauve. Catching sunlight. Dark. I'll put a little bit of shadow old Mark down there banging away. He's a great craftsman. He's done 3 or 4 in my road. It's all the recommendations from us. Okay, now what if it had, now we've got a sort of a pale blue sky. I just wonder if a bit of salt marsh catching that cloud light. Now because it's some salt water or brackish water, I'm going to highlight it with these colours. Bit of blue, bit of alizarin, bit of that green, bit of everything really. It sort of indicates a bit of foliage, shadow. I'll keep it flat and then we can have some underneath that. So it's sort of just going up into that water. What we don't want is white. Oh, we've got some of these colours, a good bit of red in that, with that green, bit of blue. Yeah, I'm holding the brush. Just if I was doing this on my own, like for myself, I wouldn't be this close to it. But with this camera, I am limited. Right, get some of that darker colour in there. There's some big water here. Got to have something here to counter-change that tree against. Or to block it, not counter-change, but to provide a block. just touch dry that paper. Oh, I'm going mad here now. I'm going to alternate that with some heavier stuff, but let's get a bit of a push in here. It's all just suggestion. Nice red. See, you don't have to be realistic. We're making a painting. I keep saying to myself, to remind myself, don't get bogged down in detail. Create the impression. Unless, of course, you want to paint in that style. I don't. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at detail anyway. I'm rough. So now by making these sort of darkish, I can put water in and hopefully it will counter light against dark all the time. That ochre. Not sure I want to do much in the sky. I'm quite happy with that. Call that highlights, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to let that one go. I'm quite happy with that. It's a demonstration after all. It's done as a demo. And how long will be taken on that? 45 minutes, that's fine. I'm going to clean my palette and put it in a stay wet palette. Alright, let's move that over there. Thin them out. Oh, that's too big. That one. Well, there we are. I think maybe we could just add a couple of reddy bits in there, because red really sings against all these greens. Very subtle. Okay. Right, well I hope you like that, folks. Here we go, fiddling. Want to just brighten, if I can brighten up that stuff on that horizon there. So depending on your time of year, could be rapeseed, which is beautiful, isn't it? And then the complementary to that would be sort of a mauve. That's a bit too... an orange. Just bits. Right, now, a bit of that blue in there, I think. Those few bits of orange now, you can have sheep, because there will be sheep on, there are sheep. So let's have a bit of ochre sheep. I've got to show. Well, they don't really mean anything till the brush is crappy. Oops, I said that. Right, okay, we'll let that go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you, what about later, but see you soon. Bye bye.